In the previous video, we built a customer feedback processor with a single AI task that takes the raw feedback from a customer and summarizes it into a short sentence. It worked, but it stopped there, a summary and nothing more. In this video, we're going to take the next step and make the process understand that feedback, not just cut it down. How? By adding a second AI task that receives the summary and returns an organized analysis in JSON format, with three concrete things: the customer's sentiment, the key problems they mention, and the general tone that describes them. And while we're at it, we're going to take the opportunity to really understand the data structure, which is the piece that allows one node to pass information to the next. That's the central topic of the video at the core. The first thing is to go back to what we already had. We look for our process, customer feedback processor, in the process index, and we open. We're not going to start from scratch. We're going to extend what already works. Once inside, we look at the diagram. Up to this point, the flow is simple: start, summary feedback, and end. And if we open the data structure, we have two fields: feedback.yourText, which is what the customer writes, and summary, which is the summary that first AI task produces. We click Add to create a new field. We type analysis as the field name. We click the Type dropdown, which currently shows string. We select JSON from the list. We click the gear icon to define the custom type. The custom type definition for analysis modal opens. Paste the JSON structure into the editor. It includes three fields: sentiment as text, key issues as a list of text, and tone as text. We click the Prettify button. JSON is formatted with proper indentation and line breaks, and we see a JSON formatted successfully message. This also helps us catch errors like extra commas or unclosed brackets, because Prettify will not work if the JSON is invalid. Click the Save button in the modal. Second thing we had mentioned earlier. In the table columns, each field has two checkboxes, in and out, which are marked separately and which combined define three possible situations for each piece of data. We check the out box for the analysis field. Checked in is data that the user fills in when executing the process. It's an input, but as we already saw, it's with feedback text. Checked out is the result that the user sees at the end. It's the output tab of the execution. With neither checked, it's internal data. The nodes use it among themselves to be able to work, but the end user never sees it. These key separations are something you're going to use all the time. A process can have a bunch of internal data to do its work: partial results, temporary values, counters. We uncheck the out box for the summary field. With the data structure ready, let's go to the node and click Add Activity. We select AI Task. The node will appear on the canvas, and we'll rename it to Analysis Feedback. We click on the node. We rename it to Analyze Feedback. We start configuring the role. The role is the personality we give to the agent, who it is while executing this task. Then come the instructions, which are the concrete task we ask the agent to perform in this run. Here we ask for the JSON back, with exactly the shape we declared before. And here is the central concept of the entire video, so it's worth going slowly. At the end of the instructions, we have summary. That gap between braces we call a placeholder. It's a reserved slot that the system fills with the actual value at the moment of execution. In the first AI task from the previous video, we used feedback text, and that one was filled with data that the user wrote when starting the process. Here, in contrast, summary is filled with data that the previous AI task produced. And this is the point. The mechanism is exactly the same in both cases. The placeholder points to a data structure field and takes the value that field has at that moment. It doesn't care who wrote it. It could have been the user, another node, or an automation. That's why we say that the data structure is the heart of the process. It's the meeting point where nodes leave information for each other. Finish configuring the node. First, we choose the agent. We select GPT Mini Global. It's the same one as before. It's a small and cheap model, and for an analysis like this, it's more than enough. We don't need something heavier for the moment. For the output, in the menu, we choose Analysis, the JSON field we created recently. The output method we put replace with the same criteria as last time. We want the analysis from this run not to accumulate with previous runs. One detail worth noting: since analysis is a JSON type and we already declared its shape, the custom type definition, the system knows how to interpret the LLM response on its own and save it as data structure in the field. We don't have to clean or convert anything manually. We close the Edit Activity panel. First, we delete the connection that went from Summarize Feedback directly to End. I'm going to redirect this so it goes through the new node. Connect Summarize Feedback and Analyze Feedback, and then Analyze Feedback to End. The flow would be like this: Start, Summarize Feedback, Analyze Feedback, and End. We click on Save Diagram, and we wait for it to confirm that it was saved. With the process saved, let's test it. We'll generate a new process instance. Here we have two options. We could reuse the instance from the previous video, but that would replace that run and we'd lose it. Or we can create a new one with another name and keep both to compare them. We'll go with the second option. We'll call it NPS Feedback Run 2. We click Generate. We activate Show Execution Controls to have the execution buttons at hand. Open the Process Instances dropdown. Select the run we just created. We click Run Entire Workflow. Input form opens, and there we paste the same feedback from last time to be able to compare the result from one video to the other. A useful shortcut is the Pull from Last Run button. It automatically brings the input from the previous run. We click Run Task. The execution monitor opens, which lets us see the execution step by step. The first AI task runs and produces summary. The second AI task takes that summary and returns a structured JSON. We click on Analyze Feedback. Here we see the analysis field as a structured JSON with sentiment, key issues, and tone.